Hello dear audience, I'm Sobirova. I'm from the Department of English Literature and Statistics. Today's our presentation is about stylistic devices and their functions, phonetic stylistic devices. In the theory of literature, the terms image, literary device, trope, figure of speech, stylistic device, rhetorical device are used interchangeably to define devices which create transparency or evade the reader's imaginary feeling. According to Russian linguist Galperin's definition, stylistic device is a conscious and intentional intensification of some typical structural or semantic property of a language unit promoted to a generalized status and thus becoming a generative model. It always carries some kind of additional information, either emotive or logical. So, stylistic device is a special pattern into which a word or words are put in order to create implied hidden meaning, to reach transparency or expressiveness, to make the speech more vivid and impressive. Stylistic device always has some function in the text. It serves aesthetic functions such as emphasis or explicitness. It mostly helps the reader to imagine new ideas and visualize more concretely with the help of derivative or connotative image or meaning of a word in a definite context. He enveloped her in a great embrace, or spring dressed the trees with emeralds and brilliance. The gushing brook stole its way down the lush green mountains, dotted with tiny flowers and a riot of colors and trees coming alive with gaily chirping birds. The classification suggested by Galperin is simply organized and very detailed. His manual, Stylistics, published in 1971, includes the following subdivision of expressive means and stylistic devices based on the level-oriented approach. The first one is phonetic stylistic devices. Second one is lexical stylistic devices. And the third one is syntactical stylistic devices. In our course, we study stylistic devices according to their phonetic, semantic, syntactic, and combination of both semantic and syntactic features. Thus, we divide them into phonetic stylistic devices, lexical stylistic devices, syntactic stylistic devices, lexicosyntactical stylistic devices. So the first phonetic stylistic device is onomatopoeia. The term onomatopoeia means the imitation of a sound. Onomatopoeia is a combination of speech sounds which aims at imitating sounds produced in nature, wind, sea, thunder, etc. by things, machines, tools, and etc. by people, singing, laughter, and animals. It is the choice of sounds capable of suggesting the image of the object by their very sounding, imitating the signified object or action. For example, babble, chatter, giggle, whisper, buzz, cackle, croak, crow, hiss, howl, moo, or grumble, buzz, cuckoo, ping pong, and etc. Then, with an enormous shuddering rumble, sludge puff, the train came into the station. So here, sludge puff is imitated sound of the train. The next example, where white horses and black horses and brown horses and white and black horses and brown and white horses trotted tap 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 tappity tap or cobblestones. So here tap 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 tap, this is the imitation of the horse sound. So the pretty birds do sing cuckoo, chan chan, pee wee, to beat the woo. So these are also the sounds made by birds. This is also imitation to the sound of birds. So direct onomatopoeia is contained in words that imitate natural sounds as ding dong or bang, cuckoo. Indirect onomatopoeia is a combination of words, the aim of which is to make the sound of the utterance an echo of its sense. It is sometimes called echo writing, and the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain. This is by Edgar Poe. Function of onomatopoeia. Generally, words are used to tell what's happening. Onomatopoeia, on the other hand, helps the readers to hear the sounds because the words reflect those sounds. Hence, the reader cannot help but enter the world created by the poet with the aid of these words. The beauty of onomatopoeic words lies in the fact that they are bound to have an effect on the reader's sense, whether they are understood or not. Moreover, a simple plain expression does not have the same emphatic effect that conveys an idea powerfully. Alliteration. This is the next phonetic stylistic device. Alliteration is derived from a Latin word lettera and means letters of alphabet. It is a stylistic device in which a number of words having the same first consonant sound occur close together in a series of multiple words, or the repetition of the same letter sounds in stressed syllables of the phrase. For example, the fair breeze blew, here breeze and blew. The white foam flew, here foam and flew, this F, the same letter. The formal followed free, here F, the same letter. We were the first that ever burst, S here, into that silent sea, here S. So the words are beginning with the same letters. So in the above lines, we see alliteration be, of, and us. In the phrases breeze blew, foam flew, fur followed, and silent sea. So functions of alliteration. Alliteration has a very vital role in poetry and prose. It creates a musical effect in the text that enhances the pleasure of reading a literary piece. It makes the reading and recitation of the poems attractive and appealing, thus making them easier to learn by heart. Furthermore, it renders flow and beauty to the piece of writing. In the marketing industry, alliteration makes the brand names interesting and easier to remember. This literary device is helpful in attracting customers and enhancing sales. In the next phonetic stylistic device is assonance. Assonance comes from a Latin word assonantem, which means to respond to be in harmony. It is a repetition of similar vowels, usually in stressed syllables of the word. Assonance takes place when two or more words close to one another repeat the same vowel sound but start with different consonant sounds. William Wordsworth employs assonance to create an internal rhyme in his poem Daffodils. I wander it lonely as a cloud that floats on high rails and hills. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Poetry is old, ancient, goes back far. It is among the oldest of living things. So old it is that no man knows how and why the first poems came. So, functions of assonance. Similar to any other literary device, assonance also has a very important role to play in both poetry and prose. Writers use it as a tool to enhance a musical effect in the text by using it for creating internal rhyme, which consequently enhances the pleasure of reading a literary piece. In addition, it helps writers to develop a particular mood. Rhyme. The word rhyme derives from a Greek word arithmos, which means series, enumeration, number. In stylistics, rhyme is the repetition of identical or similar terminal sound combination of words. Rhyming words are generally placed at a regular distance from each other. In verse, they are usually placed at the end of the corresponding lines. There are different types of rhymes as identity and similarity of sound combinations may be relative. Full rhyme presupposes identity of the vowel sound involving consonant sounds in a stressed syllable. Might, right, needless, heedless. Incomplet rhymes can be vowel and consonant rhymes. If the vowels of the syllables in corresponding words are identical, but the consonants may be different, the rhyme is called incomplete vowel rhyme. Verse, force, flash, fresh. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Here, star and R. If the consonants of the syllables in corresponding words are identical, but the vowels show disparity, the rhyme is called incomplete consonant rhyme. For example, treble, trouble. Iris, also called side or spelling rhymes, refer to words having the same spelling but different sounds. In such case, the final syllables have the same spellings but are pronounced differently. Ka, pa, la, move. So, couplets. When the last words of two successive lines are rhymed, this is commonly marked AA. Triple rhymes AAA. Cross rhymes AB, AB. Framing or ring rhymes ABBA. Internal rhyme where the rhyming words are placed not at the ends of the lines but within the line. I bring fresh showers for the thirsting flowers. So functions of rhyme. Rhymes serve distinct functions in the art of writing poetry. They give poetry a typical symmetry that differentiates poetry from prose and make recital of poetry a pleasurable experience. So rhythm. The word rhythm is derived from Greek word rhythmos, which means measured motion. Rhythm is a stylistic device which demonstrates the long and short patterns through the stressed and unstressed syllables, particularly in verse form. The regular and rhythmic arrangement of stressed and unstressed syllables found in poetry is called meter. The basic unit of meter is the foot, which consists of one stressed syllable and one or more unstressed syllables. The most common feet are lamb, Iambic, one unstressed syllable followed by one stressed syllable. For example, away, trochi, or trochaic. One stressed syllable followed by one unstressed syllable. For example, fonza, anapest or anapestic. Two unstressed syllables followed by one stressed syllable. Inside, for example. Dactyl or dactylic. One stressed syllable followed by two unstressed syllables. Over there. Over there. So monosyllable, monosyllabic. One stressed syllable. Sky. Spondy or spondic. Two stressed syllables. Rainbow. So function of rhythm. Rhythm in writing acts as beat does in music. The use of rhythm in poetry arises from the need that some words are to be produced more strongly than others. They might be stressed for a longer period of time. In speech, rhythm is used unconsciously to create identifiable patterns. Moreover, rhythm captivates the audience and readers alike by giving musical effect to a speech or a literary piece. Graphical stylistic devices. Graphical stylistic devices serve to convey in the written form those emotions which in the oral speech are expressed by intonation and stress. In written form, they are shown mostly with the help of punctuation and deliberate change of the spelling of a word. Her face was swollen, her eyes running. She stared at Frank out of grey eyes so large and full of tragedy that he felt his throat tighten. Pulling a dirty rag from his breast pocket, he rubbed it clumsily over her face, then pinched her nose between its folds. Blow! She did as she was told, hiccuping noisily as her tears dried. Oh, Frank, they took Agnes away from me, she snuffled. Her ha hair all fell down, and she lost all the pretty little parents in it. They all failed in the grass, and I can't find them. So, functions of graphical stylistic devices. All types of punctuation can be used to reflect the emphatic intonation of the speaker. Such emphatic punctuation is used in many syntactical stylistic devices. For example, at the same basis, break in the narrative, you will just come home or I'll. So maybe I'll go like this. So rhetorical questions, suspense, etc. The change in type, italics, bold type, or spelling multiplication, large, like, so are used to indicate the additional stress on the emphasis, word, or part of the word.